Okay, so we'll start on our backs. So on your back here, you can place a pillow behind your head if you like. Take some space, spread out, close your eyes. And come into the practice here, letting go of anything that's been going on before class, anything that you need to be doing after class. And then place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Keeping your eyes closed. And noticing the movement of your body as you breathe here. With every exhale, take it as an opportunity to let go of something. Start to slow your breath. We'll do a little bit of a breathing exercise here just to become more present. So we'll slowly be inhaling to 4, holding our breath for 4, exhaling for 4, and then trying to hold our breath after the exhale for 4 breaths as well. So we'll start together here. Inhale through the nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale from your mouth. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly here, start to bring your knees into your chest. Hugging your knees in your chest here, rocking side to side. Giving your back a little bit of a massage. And then slowly what we can do is just bring our knees a little forward, so pointed towards the ceiling here, and then just start to do slight rotations with your knees as if you're drawing a circle on the ceiling, rolling on your hips. Going in one direction, and then turning and going in the other direction. You might have a really small circle or a large circle. Just warming up. And then slowly bring your feet to the ground and come over on your left side, pushing up into a tabletop, and come up onto your mat. So in the tabletop position here, just start to move your spine. So you might move it more freely, just moving your hips side to side. Or if you like, you can do the cat-cow, rounding your back, sucking your chin in, and then bringing your head upwards, curling your back, curving your back. Otherwise, you can also move your torso around in a circle. So you're bringing your torso down towards the left, upward, and then towards the right. So you're going in circles with your torso, and then going in the other direction. Notice your breathing as you do this. Breathe through it. And then slowly come back to tabletop. Here in this position, what we're going to do is bring our feet together and our knees apart. So we're coming into a child's pose. Bringing our bums down, stretching our arms in front. And then lower your head to the mat. Feeling the stretch in the shoulders here. Slowly here, start to walk your hands towards the left side. Bringing a stretch into the right side body. You might go over your knees. And then lower your head to the ground. And then slowly walk your hands back over through the center, all the way over to the right side. Feeling the stretch now, this time in the left side body. Slowly come back to center. Child's pose, just pulling out towards the front. And then slowly come up into a tabletop. Slowly pushing into your hands and feet into a downward facing dog. Hips are in the air. Here, start pushing into your hands so that you start to feel the pull in your hamstring. You can start to pedal out your feet, bringing one heel down, one heel up, feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. And then slowly walk your feet towards your hands. Still hanging over your legs. Here, just take the opportunity just to let your head hang. You might even hold on to your elbows. Letting go of your head, imagining any kind of worries that you've been having, just rolling off your shoulders. Slowly bring your hands back to the ground. And then straighten out your back, hands to your shins, half lift. Lower your hands back to the ground. And then this time, slowly walk your hands up your legs, coming up into a standing position at the top of your mat. Here at the top of the mat, just start to rotate your shoulders, doing fairly big rotations behind you, towards your ears, up and then behind. And then go forward. Great. So here on your mat, what we'll do is slowly bring our hands parallel in front of us. So as you do this, you can rotate your shoulders back and bring your arms forward and up. Arms parallel to the ground. Here, find some balance, ground yourself, spread your toes in your feet. And then slowly start to bring a bend in your knees. In this position, notice your back, that your back is elongated. Inhale, bring lift. You're tall in this position. Exhale and go a little lower in your chair. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You can bring some movement. If you like, also, if you're having any difficulty with your arms today, you can always bring a bend in your elbows. And you can always bring your hands upwards also towards the ceiling in this position. So whatever feels comfortable for you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. So we'll just hold this for a few more seconds. So inhale, lift, and one more time, just go a little lower than before, and then come out of it, hands overhead, palms together at the top. Here you can reach towards the ceiling. Lift as if you're about to lift towards and touch the ceiling, coming up on your tippy toes, and then slowly lower your hands by your side. Here, if you like, rotate your shoulders again. And then here, spread out your toes and slowly come up onto your tippy toes. Once you're on your tippy toes, make sure that your ankles aren't going side to side, you're not wavering in this position. Once you find some stability in your ankles, bring your hands back up parallel. Inhale here, back is long. And as you exhale, start to bring a bend into your knees again. As you inhale in this position, notice your back long towards the ceiling as if you're being pulled upwards. And as you exhale, you're giving your abs a bit of a squeeze. You're squeezing your legs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze your abs. In this position, if your arms are always parallel, try to lift your arms upwards towards the ceiling. Heels are still lifted. Notice your breathing, maybe not changing your breathing in any way, but just notice how you're breathing here. Inhale, lift, you're going long out of your body towards the ceiling. Exhale, try to sit a little lower in this chair, holding this for a few moments longer. Inhale, you're long towards the ceiling. Exhale, give your abs a bit of a squeeze here. And then slowly come out of it, heels lower, arms lower. And then maybe move around your shoulders, move around your arms, loosen up in this position. And then come back to the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your lower back. And here you're stretching your chest wide, widening out your chest here. Your feet are grounded. And then slowly start to bring your gaze up behind you on the ceiling, coming into a slight backward bend. Feeling a stretch in your abs. And then slowly come up back into a standing position. Inhale here, you're tall. And then exhale, fold over your legs once again. On your next inhale, bring your right foot behind you. So you're coming into a lunge, and your hand is on the front leg. In this lunge position, your knee is over your ankle and the front foot, and your back foot is lifted, the heel is lifted. Once you're ready, hands are up in the air towards the ceiling. And even here, you can go in a bit of a slightward back bend, bringing your gaze a little bit further behind you, but you're still able to breathe pretty easily. Inhale, lift, you're going towards the ceiling. Exhale, go a little further into the front leg and give your abs a bit of a squeeze. Heel is still lifted in the back. And bring your hands forward, down towards your hips. And then here's what we're gonna do is a slight twist. So turn yourself over towards the right side. You might lower yourself down and then slowly come back facing the front and then twist over to the other side. Working on some balance here and leg strengthening. Come back, hands to your hips. Here, lower your heel in the back. Straighten out your front leg. And what we're gonna do is pivot the front foot so it's sideways, parallel to the back of the mat. And we're turning over to the other side. bringing a bend into the back knee this time. So check that your knee is right over your ankle. And then pivot your back foot so you're on your heel. You're on your tippy toes, and your heel is lifted. Now you're facing the other direction. In this position, bring your hands up towards the ceiling, reaching up. Inhale, reaching, trying to touch the ceiling. And then exhale, go a little deeper into your front knee, bending a little bit more, maybe adjusting your back foot, making the stance a little longer. As you inhale, your back is long. And as you exhale here, squeeze your abs. You might bring a slight backward bend here, bringing your gaze behind you. And then come back up. Bring your hands to your hips, and then turn towards the left side. Just your torso is turning. You might lower down, and then turn over to the other way. And then come back, hands to your hips. Inhale, and then bring your hands down to your front foot. And in this position, lower your knee to the ground. So your left knee is on the ground. What you can do here is grab a pillow to place underneath your left knee. And then if you have some blocks, you can grab those blocks and just come up here on your hands onto the blocks, bringing your right hand with the block inside your right foot. And in this position, you can stay here, back is long, head reaching towards the ceiling. Giving a nice stretch to the inside of your right leg, inner thigh. You can always hinge your left foot just to bring more of a stretch to the left leg, to pull it a little bit more. You can stay here long in this position, or you can try to lower yourself down onto the block, which will increase the pull in the inside of your right leg. In this position, notice your alignment of your neck and your back, keeping your shoulders and your elbows underneath your shoulders and your neck long and straight. Here, if you like, you can close your eyes and do the counting of the breaths that we had done in the beginning of class. Inhaling to 4, holding your breath for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding your breath for 4. Doing that once or twice, and then we'll be switching over. At any point while you're doing this class that you feel that your mind is wandering, come back to the practice by listening to the music, by bringing your attention to your breath, or by bringing your attention to the contact points of your body on the ground or the supports that you have. Slowly here, come back onto your blocks or onto the palms of your hands. And then slowly what we're gonna do is hinge the left foot. So you're on the tippy toes of your left foot, and slowly use your blocks or your hands to walk yourself back. Maybe sitting onto your left foot here, giving a stretch to your toes, and then flex your right foot and give a stretch to your whole right leg. Even in this position, your back is long, pulling up out of your head. Slowly walk your blocks or your hands forward, coming back to the front. Unhinge your back foot, and then bring your right foot down back by your side. Here it might feel good to do the child's pose or come into a downward facing dog, whatever feels good for you here. And then come back into the tabletop position. This time bringing the left leg up in front of you. Hinge your right foot, pulling your right leg behind you. It will feel good to have some kind of proper pillow underneath your knee. In this position, notice that your knee is right over your ankle again on the left side. And then this time with your blocks or your hands only, just bring your hands inside your foot. So you're inside the foot here. And you can just stay here in this position, noticing your alignment as well. Just keeping here. And if you have some props, you can bring them, lower yourself to those props. Just giving a nice stretch to the inside of the left leg. The setup might be different on this side than it was on the other side. Notice your face if you're holding any tension that's not necessary. Let go of those muscles. And then slowly come off of the props, coming back up tall. And hinge your right foot this time, so that you're on your tippy toes. And slowly walk your hands or your blocks behind you. Maybe coming to sit onto your right heel. And here, notice your back. Your back is long. Your head is reaching towards the ceiling. And flex your left foot here, giving a stretch, feeling the pull in the whole back of the leg. Slowly here, start to walk your blocks forward. And then release your blocks, bring your knee back down. You're coming back into a tabletop. And here in the tabletop, come into a child's pose or maybe a downward facing dog. And then slowly come up onto your knees. And what we'll be doing here is on your knees, thread your right hand through towards the left side. So you're bringing your right hand through, your head is coming towards the ground, and your hips are still in the air. Just putting a bit of pressure onto your right shoulder here. coming into a twist. It might feel good here to bring your left hand behind you, maybe on your lower back or just across your back, just opening up to the left side. And then slowly bring your left hand back to the ground, push up into this position, and then thread your left hand now towards the right side, bringing your head back to the ground. Hips are still in the air. And here, similarly, you can put your right hand behind you on your lower back or behind your back entirely. Holding this briefly. Just opening your chest towards the right side here. And then slowly come back down. Hands are on the ground. And then turn around onto your back. Moving your props out of the way. And then here you might place your feet so they're about mat width apart, your knees are teeping inwards. And take a moment here. And then slowly what we're going to do is bring our knees into our chest. Slightly rock on our back, side to side. And then place your feet on the ground. And then lift your hips up and bring your hips over to the right side. Keeping your back on the ground, your upper back, your shoulder blades are still on the ground. Lift your knees up and bring your knees over to the left side. Coming into a twist here. So in this position, you might put a pillow behind your head if that feels comfortable. Having some props here maybe for your right arm. If you feel your arm is a little lifted off the ground, you might put a prop underneath your right arm. And then if you're not feeling much of a twist, you can always go to your right knee up forward, a little higher up, and then pull your left leg lower down so it's straight. Maybe your knee is bent, the left knee is bent. And in this case, having some support underneath your right knee would feel good. If you're not using any props, otherwise just keeping your arms long by your side, a bit of a T shape here. And then turn your head in the opposite directions of your knees. So if your knees are towards the left side, your head is towards the right side. Close your eyes. Notice how you're breathing. Notice the movement of your breath in your body. How in this case, it's the right rib cage that's expanding with every breath. Try to loosen the muscles in your face, maybe in your left leg, maybe there's some muscles that are tightened that don't need to be. Slowly start to bring your head back to center, facing the ceiling. And then slowly bring your knees up towards the center and shift your hips back to neutral. Here, bring your knees into your chest, rocking side to side. It might even feel good to place your feet on the ground and then just windshield wiper your feet. Your knees are going side to side, windshield wipering your legs. And then come back to center, come back to neutral. Bringing your feet about mat width apart, your knees are keeping in. Just taking a moment here just to let the back settle. And then slowly lift your hips up and bring your hips over to the left side. Your back is still in the same position on the ground. Shoulder blades are on the ground. Bring your knees up and then over towards the right side this time. Here you might set up the same way, bringing your props here onto the right side. Maybe straightening out your right leg, bringing your left leg over the same props that you had before. Once you're set up, bring your arms by your side in a T shape. Close your eyes, and then turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. So if your knees are towards the right, your head is towards the left side. Notice if you're holding any tension in any muscles. Maybe your right leg, that's not necessary. Or your face, your jaw, your eyebrows. Slowly bring your head back to center. And then bring your knees back up towards the ceiling, turning over and shifting your hips back to center. Moving slowly here. It might feel good here just to keep your feet mat width apart, teepee legs. Knees are inward, or maybe bring your knees into your chest and rock yourself side to side. And giving the back a bit of a chance to reset. If you have a block nearby, grab onto it. And then place it underneath your hips. So lift your hips up. Right underneath your hips. And here you can stay with one level on the lower side of the block. You can always test if it's in the right place by lifting your feet up. There shouldn't be any tension sensation. And then if you have a second block, grab that second block, lift your hips up and place it underneath your hips again, right over that first block. You might need to come onto your tippy toes and lower your hips. Here, tuck your shoulders underneath you. Shoulder blades are underneath, just to protect your neck. Here, lift your feet up. Knees are up in the air. And even here, if you like, you can try to do small circles on the block. Just little tiny ones, just to push your hips into the block. Just moving even slightly side to side. And then lower your feet to the ground. And here you can keep your hands on your belly if you like, helping you bring your attention to the practice and to be present. Just bringing your attention to your breathing. Or just bring your hands by your side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. Sometimes in this position, it's even nice to place a pillow between your knees. Keeps a bit of space. Sometimes the pressure of the knees having to topple inwards, it can cause some pain. At any point, if you feel you've gone too high today with the blocks, you can always lower down to the one level or use only one block, but turn it onto the medium side. If you've placed a pillow between your knees, you can take that out. And then slowly lift your hips up in order to remove the first block. Coming onto your tippy toes, place the block on the side, and then lower yourself onto the first block. Really bringing your feet to the outsides of the mat here, about mat width apart, knees toppling inward. And then slowly lift your hips up again. Remove the last block. And slowly place your bum on the ground. Letting your knees fall inward. Might feel good bringing back the knees into the chest. And rock side to side. Slowly here, just for the last, before we do our last position, just lift your hips up. And then what we're gonna do is just slightly tip our hips forward and back. So we're kind of, we're moving our hips forward and back here. So just the hip bone, tucking it in and curling it. Just to give some movement to the lower back. And then slowly lower your hips down to the ground. Here, what you can do is slowly come over onto the one side into a fetal position, pushing into your hands, just to help yourself set up here for the next pose. So what you can do here is, if you have the two blocks, you can place one block for your along your spine at the medium level, and then the other one for your head, and then lie yourself on here, maybe with a blanket. Otherwise, what you can do is also pile a lot of pillows, or place a bolster here, and then come onto your back and lower yourself onto that support system that you have. So for me, I'm going to use a bolster. And then have some pillows or some props for your knees as well, as we'll be putting our feet in a bit of a cobbler's pose. So lower yourself onto your blocks or your bolster or pillow. Moving slowly here. And you can always lift your hips up and curl your pelvis forward and then lower your hips down, just to create more space in the lower back. And then bring your soles of the feet together and open your knees. Ensure that you have some support. Even in this position, if you like, you can always bring support for your arms, blocks, or pillows. So just place your arms on the ground, palms facing up. And if you have something to cover your eyes, you can use it. In this pose, bring your attention to your breathing. Notice the movement of your body as you breathe, your rib cage expanding and falling on the props that you've placed behind you. Notice if in this position you're holding any tension where it's not necessary. Once you've settled into the pose that you're in, with your blocks or your pillows or bolster, with your eyes closed, bring the eyes towards, as if you're looking towards the right side in your eyes. Keeping your eyes closed, you're stretching your eyes, looking towards the right, and then looking towards the left. Moving your eyes in your eye sockets, looking upward and down. Here, just slowly bring your hands up to your face, giving your face a bit of a massage here, starting from the insides of your eyebrows. Starting to slowly pinch your eyebrows from the inside to the outside, slowly massaging. Bringing your hands to your temples and doing small circles on your temple. And then bringing your hands into your hair, small circles, giving a little bit of a self-massage here into your scalp. Taking as much time as you want. And then slowly bring your hands down your jaw, your chin, your cheeks. Bringing your hands back up through your nose towards your eyebrows, sinus area. And then if you like, you can bring your hands to your neck, crossing your hands across your chest so your right hand is on your left shoulder and your left hand is on your right shoulder, and just give yourself a bit of massage from your shoulders, squeezing your shoulders and arms both at the same time, coming down your arms. Maybe giving some attention to your wrists. Little massages there. Towards your palms and your fingers, each individual index and digit. And when you're done, slowly lower your hands back to the ground. Coming back to your breath. slowly here, bring your knees together. Bring your feet about mat width apart. And then slowly bring your elbows closer to the sides of your body. Bring your hands to your hips. And then slowly lift yourself off this support system that you've created behind you. Or if you like, you can always come over onto one side and pull out the props from behind you, rolling them out, and lower yourself on the ground. Here, maybe placing a pillow underneath your head, some pillows underneath your knees, or even the bolster underneath your knees for the final few moments of class. Or you can always spread out, taking up space, coming into a bit of a starfish position, stretching out, giving your body the chance to reset here. So I'll read a small excerpt here for the last few moments. Honor the needs of your body. Take the time to rest and regroup as often as you need. At the beginning of the journey and along the way, take the time to honor your body. When you honor your body, you honor your soul. You have been working hard on yourself, on your spiritual growth. You are moving forward, evolving at a rapid pace. Give your body time to catch up. Your body isn't a bother, it's an ally. Your body knows what it needs and what your soul needs too. Tune into your body, listen. On those days when your body is adjusting, regrouping, shifting because you're growing and healing, emotionally and spiritually, let it do that. Don't ignore it. Don't force it. Be gentle. Recognize its nuances. Ask it what it needs. Juice, vitamins, rest, exercise. Let it tell you. Then go easy. Do tasks that are easier, that seem to fit what you can handle that day. After a spiritual growth spurt, our body works diligently to flush the toxins released when the emotions are cleansed and healed. After a day, week, or month of intense growth, our body is tired from flushing through so many emotions, going through so many changes. To deny the body's connection to our growth, to push it when it needs to rest, is denying the importance and the impacts of the work that we're doing. By taking time to honor the body, to honor its shifts and needs, it will be there for you in a way that it has never been before. Rest and care will help it come back to center quickly. You will have the benefit of a healed spirit and a body that was allowed to adjust, adapt to the healing process. You will be honoring the oneness of the body, mind, and soul. You will be honoring your newfound connection. Taking time to honor the needs of your body is taking time to respect the needs of your soul. Slowly, when you're ready, start to open your eyes. Maybe bring some wiggles to your toes and your hands. Maybe bringing some small circles to your ankles. And giving a nice stretch to your body. Slowly come over to one side, the right side or left side, into a fetal position. Then push into your hands, coming up into a seated position.